think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion.
The tech billionaire is now making good on his threat to start a new political party after Trump's massive spending bill becomes law. Trump announced his America Party over the weekend, writing in part, Musk announced his America Party, writing in part, when it comes to bankrupting our country with waste, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. Trump lashed out on Truth Social, accusing his ex-bestie of going, quote, completely off the rails and becoming a, quote, train wreck. Musk hit back by writing, what's Truth Social?
Yes, Elon Musk once again is throwing a public temper tantrum over Donald John Trump. But let's not be fooled, okay, by any of his antics. This feud is not about principle, policy, or having some moral awakening, which he never could. It is about simply power. Elon Musk backed Trump throughout the 2024 election, hoping to buy himself a seat at the table. And now that Trump isn't handing him everything that he wants on a silver platter, Musk is lashing out, pretending it's all about fixing the two-party system. But let's be real, Elon does not care about democracy, equity, or the well-being of everyday people like you and me. He is a billionaire who could become a trillionaire, and he thinks politics should only serve his personal interests. His sudden complaints about the failures of our political system are not a call for meaningful reform. They are a smokescreen for his bruised and fragile ego. When elites like him talk about the system being broken, which we always hear about, what they really mean is it's not bending far enough in an oligarch's direction. So now he's posturing as some kind of anti-establishment rebel, parroting populist talking points, while continuing to cozy up to the same forces of authoritarianism and corporate dominance that got us here right now. It's not brave, it's not principled, it is driven by pure self-interest dressed up in buzzwords, and Americans should not fall for it for a second, okay? And now, in the most transparently self-serving move yet, Musk is floating the idea of launching his own political party, the so-called America Party. It's like something out of Sunny. The irony is almost too thick to ignore. He claims it's a bold step to break away from the dysfunction of the two-party system, but let's be honest about what this new party would actually be all about. A vanity project designed to consolidate power around Elon Musk himself. If it ever materializes, the American Party won't be some grassroots democratic alternative. It'll be a clubhouse for sycophants, yes men, and tech libertarian lapdogs who parrot whatever Musk says without question. This isn't about giving the American people more choices. It's about giving someone like Elon Musk more control. He's not trying to decentralize power. He's trying to re-centralize it around himself. The same billionaire who crushed union efforts at Tesla spreads misinformation on a social media platform that he bought for no reason. Well, actually, I take that back. He bought it for a good reason. To win over many skeptical voters and also use it to launch his Nazism. He also uses the platform to cozy up to far-right ideologues and wants to fashion a political movement in his own image. Thus, you have what we are seeing right now. If the Republican Party under Trump became a cult of personality, Musk's America Party would take that to the next level. A hollow, corporate-driven echo chamber designed to inflate his ego, protect his interests, and disguise personal ambition as political innovation. Don't mistake it for progress, all right? It's just a new label slapped on the same old oligarch playbook. But getting to this new political party off the ground may not be as easy as Elon Musk may have thought.
You know, Abby, I think it'd be easier for Elon Musk to figure out how to get to Mars than it would be to start a new political party. It's the ballot rules in states are very complicated. This is yet another issue that's decided at the states. Whether your party can be on the ballot is subject to 50 different state laws. They're very complicated. In some places, they're dependent on what you did in the previous election, running as an independent, to get on the ballot for a future race. to be a viable party, you'd have to run for all offices. You'd have to run candidates for Congress, for Senate, for governor. And Elon Musk has a lot of money, and he's devoted a lot of money to politics. But if he starts a political party, there is a limit to what he can put in under federal election rules to that political party. So this is a very big undertaking, and I think he's probably blowing off steam.
Now, while Elon Musk is clearly a self-interested scumbag, he's not wrong about one thing. The two-party system in this country, the United States of America, is fundamentally broken. It serves entrenched power, not the people. And if you want proof, just look at how many corrupt political insiders, the very ones who've thrived under the system, rush to insist we don't need a third party. Their fear isn't about protecting democracy, it's about protecting their grip on it.
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Kellyanne, is Elon Musk serious about the third party?
I hope these two reconcile at some point, but these third parties don't do well in this country.
I want to jump back to that clip of Trump real quick because he makes a hilarious, and I mean hilarious, admission. Watch.
And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked.
It really seems to have been developed for two parties, yeah. You know who developed that? Rich people. Rich oligarchs like you, who took over the United States government decades ago. Trump is so stupid, he doesn't see the irony in his own words that he spews out of his mouth. Didn't he spend his entire 2016, 2020, and 2024 presidential campaigns talking about how flawed our system is? And now he's saying, oh, it's always been like that, so we shouldn't change it, ever. This just shows Trump and Elon are on two sides of the same coin. They cherry pick what suits their agenda and downplay all the other inconvenient truths. And if you need more proof of Elon's cherry picking nature, check out a recent interview I did with former NFL punter turned activist Chris Cluey, where we discuss how Elon wants to be both a capitalist and a socialist. In my eyes, he is a capitalist and a socialist. He's a capitalist because he just loves money. He wants to be a trillionaire, clearly. And he's a socialist because of government subsidies. How would you describe him? And first, how would you describe him? And then I have a follow-up for you.
As a ketamine-addled sociopath would probably be the most accurate words. This is a guy who wants people to think that he's smart, but every time he talks about something, if you actually know the subject matter of what he's trying to talk about, you're like, this guy is a fraud. He has no idea what he's talking about. I wish I had gotten to start my life with a $5 million loan from my father's blood emerald mine. That would have made my life a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
Sadly, not all of us have Elon Musk's background.
And when you look at what he is doing with our government, why are so many people bending over backwards to defend what he is doing?
Because they think that if they defend him, they'll get scraps and pieces falling from his table. I mean, and again, that's another human tale as old as time, right? Like in the royal courts, you had the courtiers, the hangers-on, the gadflies, who were eager for any scrap that fell from the table. And I mean, that is what's happening right now, because let's be really clear. What Elon Musk is doing is illegal. His agency does not have the legal authority to do the things that it's doing. He does not have the legal authority to command people to do the things that he is doing. And in a sane world, our Congress would be saying that. And they would be saying, no, you cannot do this. You cannot go into these buildings. You cannot deputize your private security as federal marshals to try to act as your goon squad. Like, you can't launch rockets that explode in airspace simply because you want to launch a rocket and you have no idea what you're doing. Like, this is a man who wants to be a tyrant and is willing to do anything that he can think of to get there.
I think I saw something on your Blue Sky that he, look, I've said this in previous pieces. He is using his child as a human shield. Mm-hmm. He continues putting his child on his shoulders everywhere he goes in a way to show that he is family oriented, that he is a family man. When he's up to, is it 14, 15
like
kids at
13
this
or
point?
14, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's more than a dozen.
Totally. Yeah. So how does he continue to get away with this? For the party of quote unquote family values, he has 1 million baby mamas. He has a ton of kids. He's getting sued by multiple women because he has shown that he does not care about his kids. So like how is he swindling so many people in the MAGA base for this stuff?
Well, again, because the entire base is built on hypocrisy. It's built on the idea of power and gaining power by whatever means necessary. And they're willing to look the other way if the person gaining power, if they think that person will help them, they'll be like, oh, yeah, no, what he's doing is fine. Like, it's, well, it can't be that bad because he's helping us. And, it's really disturbing to see, because if you have political principles, or if you have ethical principles, when you see someone acting against those principles, you are supposed to call them on it. You're supposed to say, no, this is not right. And this is something that the Republican Party has consistently demonstrated, is that they don't have political principles. They don't have ethical principles. The only principle they have is that of gaining power and then using that to try to get even more power. And to get back to the human shield part, it's also using his kid as a literal human shield. Because you'll notice in a lot of those pictures, Elon Musk is wearing a bulletproof vest, which is why his body shape looks so weird.
I have not noticed that.
Yeah, his kid is not wearing a bulletproof vest. So what kind of father thinks that he's in danger of being shot and then brings his kid along and has no protection for the kid?
Wait a minute. He's wearing a bullet. I thought he was just like really. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just saying.
No, he is also awkwardly shaped.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's been an analysis on it. A couple different security sites have done it, and I think they figured out what the exact model of the vest is. I don't remember it offhand, but like that is why his torso looks so weirdly shaped, is because he's wearing a bulletproof vest underneath his shirt.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that is interesting and revealing. Weird note to end on, but we do end there. Chris, I really appreciate the time. I appreciate you using your voice. And I think the best way to end is in your own words, where you said, quote, "Never be afraid to do what's right. If no one ever says anything, nothing ever changes." Chris, you are awesome, man. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it as well.